Kryptonians? Welcome back to the Superfan Show. Today I am talking about Ambulance, which is a movie that came out a couple of weeks ago. I know that I'm very late, and I know that a lot of you have already left Ambulance dead on arrival, didn't go see it, but fuck it. This is my channel. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, and I want to talk about Ambulance. Ambulance is a movie that is directed by Michael Bay. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen. You might remember him as Black Manta from the Aquaman movie, and plenty of other movies. I mean, Yahya has been around enough at this point that you should know who he is. Eiza Gonzalez is also in this movie. You might remember her from, I don't know, Baby Driver. She was in that movie. She's been in a bunch of other things. Story about two brothers played by Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who grew up together and then went different ways, different paths at a certain point in life. Yahya Abdul-Mateen's character, his wife is sick, she needs help, she needs money, she needs medicine, so he goes to Jake Gyllenhaal's character, his brother, and his brother kind of recruits him into a high-stakes heist. One thing leads to another. The plan does not go according to plan, as it usually does in movies like this. All of a sudden, the two brothers are on the run in an ambulance where they have taken an EMT played by Eiza Gonzalez hostage, and so the movie is basically about them trying to escape from the police and the feds and everybody else on their trail in an ambulance. I have a very hot and cold history with Michael Bay. Anybody that knows me knows that I defended and loved Michael Bay up until a certain point in his career, and then after a certain point, I was just like, I can't do this anymore, man. I'm sorry, but when shit is shit, I'm gonna say shit is shit, and Michael Bay made some shit that was and is indeed shit. That doesn't mean you should give up on a guy completely. I was still kind of interested to see this movie. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's one of my favorite actors. Yahya Abdul-Mateen, same thing. There's a lot to like about this movie, and especially the direction. I actually think this is one of Michael Bay's best directed films that he's had in a while. For starters, who fucked around and let Michael Bay get access to a drone? Because there are so many drone shots in this movie. Camera work is crazy in this movie to a dizzying degree. There are so many different angles, so many different zooms, so many different ways that Michael Bay is throwing that thing around, spinning it, and then letting it capture all of the action on the ground. This is definitely gonna change how Michael Bay approaches some of his future projects, and I gotta say, I'm all the way here for it. If you're gonna make a movie where like 80% of it takes place inside of an ambulance, you gotta do something to spice it up. You gotta add some flair to it, and I thought that Michael Bay did a pretty good job with that. The performances here are nothing to write home about, but I will say they were pretty good for what the movie was asking of them. Jake Gyllenhaal definitely is giving the most entertaining performance in this movie. I have no idea if Michael Bay told him to act like the coked out version of Jake Gyllenhaal, or if Jake Gyllenhaal was just doing coke and Michael Bay and them were just like, oh, fuck it, let's just film him doing stuff. There was kind of a brotherly bond that I appreciated between him and Yahya. You did feel the sense that they were brothers, that they grew up together, that they were kind of inseparable, even while they're fighting and bitching at each other for half the movie. You're just kind of like, yeah, they feel like they would be brothers. Being that this is a Michael Bay movie, you know there's gonna be a shit ton of explosions of pyrotechnics. You know Michael Bay loves the big, the loud, and the boombastic, and he definitely delivers on a lot of that here. In terms of direction, this might be the most fun that Michael Bay has had in a really long time. It's definitely the most fun that I've had in a long time watching a Michael Bay movie. He's gonna deliver some intense moments for you, so definitely check it out for that. And also, Eiza Gonzalez. Eiza Gonzalez is amazing to look at. You should check out the movie for that. I will say that the movie does feel a tad bit overindulgent. It does feel like it overstays its welcome a couple of times, especially the longer you go into the movie. One of those movies where the premise is exciting at first, but then sometime around the second act, you start to feel the pace of the movie dragging, and a lot of the movie from the second act into the third act feels very repetitive. The movie's kind of stuck spinning its wheels, for lack of a better word, no pun intended. So in that sense, you could walk away from the movie definitely going, you know what, I could have had maybe 20 minutes trimmed from this movie a little bit. I could have had us get to the conclusion we were gonna get to a little bit quicker than we actually did. Some of the characters in this movie were given the short end of the stick when it came to dialogue. There's definitely some overly cheesy and not well delivered, not well written lines and stuff that characters are saying where you're supposed to take them seriously, and it's very hard to take them seriously at times. You know, some aspects of the film that you're gonna find predictable. There are some things set up within the screenplay that you see coming a little bit early, and it does take a little bit of the impact out of certain events when it happens. I know that most people didn't go see it, but I hope that this review is one of those few things that you can look back on and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should check out that Ambulance movie. It might not be half bad. Ambulance was a decent, fun watch at the movie, one of Michael Bay's better directed films. I'm gonna leave this one in the Daily Planet. Tell me a dream project from Michael Bay that you want to see him work on in the future. Go ahead and put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, Tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.